Welcome to hang out with me. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Please help us to share as you're joining. God bless you. Bless you. Yes, welcome to hang out with me. I'm Anastasia Fishner, and I welcome you to today's broadcast. It's been a long time that I last went live. Talking about hang out with me, but I'm here today. So it's been a long holiday, and I hope you missed me. I know I'm back, and I miss you all too. So today we'll be talking about what's our topic today? Our topic today is maintaining a smooth relationship. Maintaining a smooth relationship. Are you in a relationship, or you're longing into going into a relationship, or you're already into a relationship? No matter your status, I want you to know that there is a or there are principles that we can actually uphold in our relationship that will make it go smoothly. I know we are all unique beings, and because we're unique beings and we have different personalities, so it's also sometimes difficult to know which principle that will work for you perfectly. But talking about uniqueness of people that have the same focus, people that want to build their relationship, people that want to stay positive, then the workabilities of the principles that we share here will definitely work for you, because your fundamentals or your fundamental principles that you build on are based on positivity and being optimistic also. So now, because of that, we have to know that relationship is could be connected to people, talking about people of different culture, people of different orientation, and all that. And I want us to know that no love knows no culture. Love knows no love no culture. It doesn't know any religion. Love doesn't know tradition. Love doesn't know nationality. Love doesn't know uh, your tribe, and even your race. So love is a thing that happens, and when it happens, it doesn't care about your culture. It doesn't care about your religion. It doesn't care about your beliefs, because love is meant to cover everything. And that's why the scripture says that love covers all wrongs. So why, when I say love knows no love doesn't know any tradition or religion, what I mean by that is that when you are in love, when you are truly in love with someone, the the tribe of that person does not really count any longer. The person's nationality does not really count any longer, because some people like to give instances, oh, this relationship is not working because we are not of the same tribe. This relationship is not working because we're not of the same nationality. No, then it means there's no true love and understanding attached to it. Because if there's a true love and understanding attached to it, the place of nationality, the place of tribe, we're not even setting, because love opens up for all kind of tribe. Love opens up for all kind of uh, character, especially when somebody is really ready to love. So thank you all for joining. Please, if you're joining, please help us to share, and also invite other people so they can join us. So we're talking about how do we smoothen our relationship? How do we maintain a good routine of a smooth relationship? How do we make our relationship work? Making our relationship work has to do with both partners trying to agree together. And that's what the scripture says, can two work together? Of course, two can agree. The scripture says, can two work together? Of course, two can work together if they agree. So the scripture is saying, can two work together? Yes, they can work together if they agree. So the first point that we have to note for a smooth relationship with our spouses is one, we have to agree. We have to agree, because when there's an agreement, things tends to work out, because without agreement there's not going to be unity. And what really makes relationship work out is unity. So when there is unity in the family, it means the spouses, the partners involved, they have decided to be what? In unity. They have agreed together. They have agreed in that concept, or in that particular thing or situation that is happening in the family. So when they agree together, there's going to be unity, and unity is the thing that fires up relationship. So when the husband and the wife, they are always in unity, they are always together, they're always agreeing, I tell you, no matter what you face, your marriage can work. And that's why the scriptures also says that two heads, I mean, two is better than one. And for this reason shall a man leave his mother and his father, and he shall go and cleave unto a woman, and the two shall become one. And becoming one has to do with agreements. So is one is to just get married, get your certificate, and another one is to work out the workabilities in that marriage by doing what? By agreeing together. So for you to have a relationship that is smooth, like for you to have a relationship that is smooth, it means you have a relationship that the both partners are agreeing. Now, talking about agreement in a relationship, I want us to know that there could be a time whereby there's a misunderstanding, an argument, and when you discover there's an argument in making a decision in your family, then one of the spouses or one of the partners has to succumb. When I mean succumb, I mean has to one of the partners has to compromise. So love, a smooth relationship also has to do with compromise at times, compromising what you would have pushed further to win. So it's not about you winning at all times, but it's also about allowing your spouses to win. Because one of the reasons, or one of the things that we see in marriages today that make people to feel like, oh, their marriage is crumbling and all that, one of those things actually is because everybody wants to win. So for you to allow your marriage to flourish, if you want your marriage to flourish, if you want your marriage to be smooth and to be running like two lovebirds, then there should be a need for you to also be ready not to win every argument. Sometimes you allow your husband win, and why husband, sometimes you allow your wife to win. And if you allow them to win, it does not really mean, that doesn't mean that you are the weak one. That doesn't make you a weakling, but it makes you more mature. And maturity is actually what flourishes also the marriage institution. So it has to do with maturity, and maturity has nothing to do with your age. Maturity has to do with your ability to condole. Maturity has to do with your ability to push off over stuff like argument that you think will be over prolonged. I mean, maturity has to do with you humbling yourself for your spouses to win. That is maturity. And if you grow to that realm of maturity, you know that there is no argument or there is no fight you cannot actually settle with your spouse. Well, welcome to Hang Out with me. I'm your host today, Anastasia Fishner. And today I want us to know that there's an opportunity for us to call in. So if you'd like to call in and contribute to our topic today, please call plus 491 727720784. The number to call is also on the screen. It's plus 491 727720784. You can WhatsApp call the number, and you can share also your contribution. And the topic today is maintaining a smooth relationship with your spouse. How do you maintain a very smooth relationship with your spouse? We see people that are married for like 20 years, 30 years, 40, and they're still together. They're still loving themselves. They are loving themselves, and people are like, oh, are they? What is going on? What is the rudiment and the fundamentals? What is running this marriage? Why are these people like lovebirds? Why is this family like, people take families that their marriages work as role models, and people are like, oh, why? It's because somebody there is mature. It's because somebody there is playing the role of maturity. So I define maturity today as the ability to allow your spouses to win. So the ability of you allowing your spouses to win argument makes you also matured spouse, and that will also smoothen your marriage. That will actually do a great deal in helping you win. Yeah. So, and another rudiment is, in as much as we allow our spouses to win, we should also talk to our spouses, because sometimes you might just say, okay, fine, let them win, but you allow them to win in such a way that there will be no argument, but that will not stop you from talking to them. So when they must have won later, when you are doing your lovely time, in your sweet time, you just chip in what I call talking section. Make sure you chip in your talking section in your sweet time. When your sweet time as couples, so when you know that your sweet time, your hobby is so in love with you, your wife is so in love with you, you are in a good mood, you just chip in out like, oh, sweetheart, I just allowed you to win the last time. Actually, it should have been like this, it should have been like that. And he would just agree with you. He would, because that time is not the time of argument. That time is a time of sweetness. So for you to actually get your man, I'm seeing some secret tips. Yeah, for you to actually get your man and even your wife, you get your wife or your man at the sweet time. During the sweet time, that's when you can just get them. So, and that will save you from lots and lots of arguments. So you don't need to be arguing all the time. You just leave the argument, allow them win. Then during the quiet time, you can tell them like, hey, I just allowed you to win, but guess what? We should know better. Guess what? We should be better. Guess what? You should know this is that. So that's one of the ways of maintaining a smooth relationship. At the end of the day, nobody is quarreling with anybody. Everybody is happy with everybody, and you are in love with each other. And talking about talking. Talking has also to do with you talking to each other. What are your fears? What are the things that are bugging you? Is there anything that is bugging you? If there's anything that is bugging you, share it with your spouse. I mean, your spouse should be your closest person. And one of the reasons so many marriages are not so also not working out is because one of the reason is that one, most of our spouses are not our friends. So we you see a young woman married to a man, and uh he's not even, I mean, she's not even friendly with her husband. She's not, the husband is not the closest friend. I mean, the person that you lie with on your bed, the person that you make children with, the person that you live with, you sleep with in the night. You don't know what happened when you're sleeping. It's only God that protects us and protects all of us. This kind of person, you stay with him. I mean, if you can't share your love with him, if you can't share your love with her, then why you married? So your marriage partner or your spouse should also be somebody that is the closest person to you. So if you don't have that, build that will also help your relationship to thrive. Yes, you build that kind of setting whereby your spouse is very, very uh, close to you. You develop a close relationship with your spouse. When you do that, that will help you. That will help you a lot. That will help you to that will help you to have a smooth relationship. Please help us to share if you're just joining. I'm trying to share to people. I'm trying to share to people. So that's it. So we should make sure that our spouses are close to us, because when they are close to us, and when I say close to us, I mean very close, like dear friends. Our spouses should be our closest friend, if possible. In fact, our best friend. Let me just put like that. They should be our best friend, because if they're not your best friend, you'll be hiding stuff. And as you're accumulating those things that you're hiding, as they are accumulating, let me tell you a secret. When you begin to hide some stuff that you should have shared with your spouse, you begin to hide those stuff from them. The more you hide them from them, the more you're being separated from them indirectly without knowing. So when you hide one, it's like 1 inch separation. When you hide two, just like that, the inches increases, and just like that. So when you continue to hide, and stomach those things that you're supposed to share with you, one day you might just burst. It's like uh, 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 um, a bottled up emotions that just exploded, and that's why it's dangerous. So and when you explode like that, it can it can mar the relationship. So the best thing to be to your spouse is to be a talking partner, to be somebody that you can share with. So that's why communication is very important. So for that running and smooth relationship, what is keeping it? Communication. Communication is keeping it. Yeah, so we have to communicate to us, to each other. I mean, you and your wife has to communicate to each other. And of course, not only communicating, you have to listen. You have to listen, because sometimes especially women, I use women as an example because I am also a woman, and I don't want to be partial about it anyway, although it's not only women though. But let me just use women as an example. When there's an argument, when there's an issue in a marriage, in a relationship, the most of the things that escalates the issue is the fact that we do not listen. So when we talk and communicate, there should also be a listening part of it. We should be able to listen to our spouses. Sometimes our spouses are complaining, "Oh, sweetheart, I don't like this. I don't like this." But you don't listen. You don't listen to her, you don't listen to him, and he keeps complaining and she keeps complaining. You pretend as if you've heard him or her, but you don't listen, you don't take action. And one day the person might just explode. Her, it's all over. I've been talking about this thing for donkey years and you ain't doing nothing about it. Now it's all over. You go look for another woman that can take those mess or trash and all that, and the man says it's all over. And that's how you see a marriage that is so young is just crashing away. So you see marriages that just crash within a twinkle of an eye. It's gone, and people will begin to ask, "I thought they were lovebirds. I thought they were really in love. Oh, they were only pretending. It's a social media thing. They were really, yeah, I see them on social media, they were lovebirds, and now their marriage is over." And people begin to ask why. One of the whys and one of the answers is because they don't ask question. They don't ask questions. So you cannot stay with a man without asking him questions, or you cannot stay with a woman so long without asking him questions. So for your marriage, for you to maintain a smooth relationship, you must be able to ask questions. Is there anything bugging you? Ask. Use words like, sweetheart, what do you think about this? Those are the things that are bugging you actually, but you present those things as questions like, how do you feel when something like this happens? So the your spouse should be able to give you answers. So, and when he's giving you answer, or when she's giving you answer, that's a part of you sharing what would have happened, and how you would have handled it would just be uh solution would just spring out from the answers that your spouses should be giving you. So another one is that we should ask questions. So asking question is very, very important. Ask question. Ask question. The scripture says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Most of the reasons why we do not receive is because we do not ask. So for us to receive, even in our marriages and in our relationship, we need to ask. If we don't ask, we don't receive. If we want to receive, we have to ask. Ask. Ask anything askable. Ask anything possible. Ask your spouses. Communicate with them. And of course, share ideas and information. If you have any information that you think that would be good for your spouse, share them. Don't say, I would have told him this. So if I had told him this 5 years ago, maybe this wouldn't have happened. You see, you cursed it. You caused that marriage problem. You caused that marriage issue because you refused to share information. You had an information that would have helped your husband to improve. Oh, I don't want to share it with him. I don't want him to feel. Some of what we say, I don't want him to be feeling pompous. I don't want him to be feeling I too know or too much. No, I don't want to share. But if you don't share and your husband happens to hear that thing outside, and maybe from another woman, actually, is going to say, oh, my wife did not even know this. And that would have even helped you to stay on top by sharing. So there's a need for you to share idea, actually. Share ideas, share information that you think is very, very important in your relationship. Any idea, maybe idea that has to do with your children, ideas that has to do with your relationship, your sex life, or some people like, I don't want to share. Before he will think I'm corrupt, before he will think I'm so loose or not. It's your husband, it's your wife. So if you don't share with him or her, who are you going to share with? You share with outsiders and they drag you out to adultery. Come on now, share that only with your husband. Share with your wife. Share information that we boost your marriage. Share information that we push you up. Share ideas and be flexible. Be flexible with your decisions. And I think I talked about that too when I said you have to be a compromise if possible. So you have to be flexible with your decision. The decisions that you're making, be flexible about it. Don't feel like your decision must be the best. Even if you're the best, your decision might not rule at all times. So be flexible. Allow decision that you make to work out. If he doesn't take it, I mean, if she doesn't take it, then be flexible about it and give the person time to see the reason why your idea is the best, or why your idea is the best at that time. And of course, take care of yourself. For your marriages to work, you need to take care of yourself. Um relationship cannot last, or will never last, because they don't take care of themselves. So if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't look good for yourself before you look good for your spouse. Look good for yourself. If you can look good, if you look good, your husband will cherish you all the time. Your wife will also cherish you all the time. Some men, some men, they feel like, oh, they are the men of the house. So because they're the men of the house, looking good is no longer a good business. Come on, looking good is a good business for a smooth and running marriage. If you want your marriage to be smooth, if you want your marriage to prosper, if you want your marriage to to excel, you have to look good, and you have to take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself, health wise, taking care of yourself, mental wise, taking care of yourself, getting skilled, the things that you don't know, the thing that you feel you're weak in, so you cannot be married to somebody, and for 20 years or thereabout, the person has been the one cooking or doing all the things. Even if you cannot cook, you can just go learn one recipe. YouTube, make YouTube your so many recipes on YouTube. You can learn one. You can learn one recipe on YouTube and surprise your wife with a good dish one day, a good meal. Cook it, and that would bring spice up also your marriage. That will spice up your marriage. Don't allow your wife to do everything, or your the wife that allows the husband to do everything for so donkey years. Like my husband likes to do the clothes and all that. He likes to wash it, and so that sometimes I would just wake up, or when he's not around, I just pack all my clothes. I do the laundry myself. I do the ironing, and when he comes back, he was like, "Why did you do the laundry? Why did you do the laundry?" And I was like, "I just feel like doing it." Sometimes he felt like, "Oh, that's my job. That's one of the things I like to do." I say, "Yeah, I know you like to do that, but I just decided to do that to help you." So sometimes my husband surprises me with also dishes, nice meal. Maybe the days maybe that he didn't go to work and I'm working that day, when I come back from work, instead of me to go to the kitchen to start cooking, I see that all my dishes has been washed and food prepared, and maybe a new recipe from him, and prepared with love. And even if it's not sweet, or even if it's not delicious, but most of the time they are always delicious anyway, but I eat it with love. And that's what smoothing marriage is. So do not be the workaholic in the house and work yourself out and die for nothing. Allow your spouses help you. Yeah, because some of us, they do not also, some of us, we do not want our spouses to help us. We want to be the one doing the job, doing the thing for all the days of our lives. So there will be a time that we will be worn out, and your wife is supposed to be your helpmate. So you and your husband is supposed to be together, helping one another, helping each other. I mean, so if you want to be in that realm of you want trying to do all things, now you might be worn out. So for you to stay healthy, and for you to stay also um, uh, healthy, I mean, you should allow also your spouses to help, because some of them will say, "No, no, 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 it's my job, I have to do that." Yeah, it's your job, but when somebody else has help, accept it and say thank you. So be fine, take care of yourself, and take care of the things that you do. Also, you need to be independent. There's a need for you to be independent, and independent here means like be an independent woman, be an independent man. It's not like you shouldn't depend on your husband, I mean, but just be independent in case anything happens. That is, for example, like a woman, you're in the house, you want to cook, there's no food stuff, and you're waiting for your husband to come back. you know Try to be a woman that can save something in case of that could be issue that arises, that a time that you need them. So this has nothing to do with money. We're not even talking about money. This has nothing to do with you having money or not. Even if you don't have money, the little money you have, a woman that is organized. So this has to do with more of organization. So organize yourself. Organize yourself in such a way that you can be a help, and you can be independent to help yourself, and of course to help your children even when your husband is not there. And if you don't have children, you should be able to help yourself, so you don't need to depend on your spouses to help you at all times. And as you do that, your marriage will be running so smooth. Your husband will be so proud of you. And if you're the husband, your wife will be so proud of you, because if it will feel like, "Oh, my husband is not depending on me to do everything." And the husband will also say, My wife is not depending on me to do everything. So you have to be dependent. I mean, independent. You have to be independent. Don't depend on your husband to do everything. And of course, most of the things that triggers quarrels, or most of the things that escalates quarrels in a relationship, is one, you not cooling off. I mean, when there's argument, before you reply, make sure you cool off. We make all the mistake all the time, but the Lord is helping us to bring these rudiments and principles to help our relationship cool off before talking. Cool off. That's why I mentioned earlier that when we talk to each other, we should talk to each other when in a quiet time. The sweet time is the best time to talk, not when we are of high temperament. And of course, while talking, focus always on the current issues. Some of us, we keep um, opening dead wounds. When you keep opening dead wounds, you keep torturing the skin, is not good for your relationship. For you to nurture your relationship, for you to maintain it to be smooth in such a way that it will be envy for others, then you have to stop bringing past events to your current issues. When you have current issues, deal with those issues as they occur, and stop bringing your old issues. Focus on current issues. Stop bringing your old issues. Like, for example, you have an argument with your spouse and you're bringing that was what happened 10 years ago. You did this 3 years ago. That was why you did this. This thing's hot. When you keep bringing their past mistakes, it hurts. I know you want to use it to like win argument, but what's your benefits when you win argument and wound your spouses more? When some people do that, then it's no longer normal. That is like a tormenting. This is like bullying. Yeah, so many spouses they are bullies. They bully their spouses with the past mistakes, and they keep saying it every day. And you think that woman you're telling all her past mistake every day, you think that woman really want to stay or even want to give you chance to love you more? The woman wants to leave. Also, that man. So the day they leave your house and they leave you for good, they will just be happy. Thank God. I finally have my peace. At least nobody's going to be telling me my past mistake every day. And that's what the scriptures admonishes us to forgive. And when you forgive, leave those things in the ocean of forgetfulness. So because some of us forgive and we don't leave them in ocean of forgetfulness, and we keep bringing them every day. So it's like you tormenting your spouses, and it's not good for a smooth marriage. For your marriage to thrive, you have to forgive and leave them in an ocean of forgetfulness where they will not be brought back. Amen. So that's how it should be. And of course, we have to stop. Yeah, I said we have to stop pulling out dead wounds. Stop pulling out dead wounds. If the wounds are dead, leave the dead wounds. Let it be dead. Stop pulling them out, trying to torment your spouses with that. It's not good. I mean, in even the sight of God, it's not good, because we commit sin, and God forgives us. And God is not telling us, you did this last year, I forgave you. You did this 1 minute ago. No, God is not telling. It's only the devil that does that. But some of us in our marriages, in our relationship, have become devil's advocates. May the Lord have mercy on us. When you keep accusing your spouses with their past mistake, you have become a devil advocate, and that is not good for your relationship. That is not good for a healthy relationship. If you want your relationship to be healthy, stop pulling out dead wounds. Leave the dead wounds. They are dead wounds. You are forgiving him. You are forgiving her. Let it be dead. Those things that they did before, let it be dead. That, like, you forgiving them, let it be like that. And try to create a new life. Try to live a new life and be real. Be real to yourself. And reality and trying to be real doesn't mean you have to be tormenting your spouses also. And because people are like, yeah, I'm just being real. That's why I have to tell him what he has done. Of course, you told him what he has done. He knows what he has done. He has apologized. Then move on. If you don't want to move on, then I don't want to tell you what to do. And as far as you're in that relationship and you want the relationship to go on, then you have to move on. And moving on means strategizing new ideas, creating more level of love, creating more atmosphere of peace, creating more atmosphere of togetherness, in unity. And as you do that, your real self will spring out without bringing out or pulling out the dead ones. And be real to yourself. Some of us are not real to ourselves. Be real to yourself. Stop faking it. I mean, how long do you want to fake your life with your spouse? How long? I mean, you faked it before. Most of us, not everybody. Some of us, most of us faked it before saying I do. I mean, before getting married. And now you're married, you're still faking it. How long do you think you want to fake your life? Open up your life and be real. Let your spouses, let them understand you, let them enjoy the uniqueness God has placed inside of you. They need to enjoy that. And if you allow them enjoy the unique nature of you, that's when your marriage will last. That's when your marriage prosper. That's when your relationship will thrive. Even if you're not married yet, that's how your relationship will thrive. When you're real to yourself, stop faking it. Self acting you have and you don't have what you think you have. Make do of what you have. What you have is actually what you need. What you want will come later. Stop acting with stop acting with what you need. No, stop acting with what you want instead of making do of what you need. I don't know if you understand it. Make do of what you need and stop acting with what you do not have. So it helps you to be real. And one of the real reality of relationship is you making do of what you have, your talents, your wealth, everything that you got, make do of it. Be happy with it, be happy with yourself, in as much as you're trying to be better, trying to be greater. If it's anything you have, no matter how little, appreciate it. Appreciate the little thing you have. And also, if you can appreciate that, the little things you have within yourself, then you'll be able to appreciate that also within with your spouse. And once you do that, you'll be able to grow your relationship. You'll be able to grow your relationship because marriage is workable, relationship is workable. Like I said before, love doesn't know your tradition, love doesn't know your religion, love doesn't know your tribe. Love just know you. You are the person in love. It's not your tribe that is in love. You are the person in love. It's not your culture that is in love. You're the person in love. It's not your orientation that is in love. So if you have chosen to love someone, throw away sentiment, throw away religion, throw away tribalism, throw away whatever that might infringe that, whatever that might obstruct that, throw them away and love completely. Just like the scripture says, for God so loved the word, so he give all that you have to your spouse. Let them understand also that all you have belong to them and all they have belong to you. So it's like 50-50 thing. Give to your spouse give to you. Let them realize that all they have is yours and all you have is theirs. And as you do that, your marriage will remain so beautiful and wonderful. And people will see you and say, oh, I love this family. I love this family. They are always together. They love themselves. Love doesn't lie. Love tells the truth. It doesn't lie. So, and for us to work out this love that doesn't lie, it has actually to do with what we do. Okay, so I'm Anastasia Fishner signing off. If you watch later, please help us to share. It's about maintaining a smooth relationship And I've just shared some of the rudiments, some of the principles that you need to imbibe in your relationship. Write more. Let me write also in the comment box if you have any idea. What do you think are the things that will help us maintain a smooth relationship? Share your points, share your ideas, share your share your share your own part in the comment box. Okay? Then I will treat it later. Until then, I want to sign out now. Thank you, all of you that have shared. Thank you, all of you. I will find time to read. I'll find time to read and also respond to your comment. See you next week on Hang Out with Me. Blessings. Bye bye. But he brought me in his love.